and going through their pregame warm-ups, trying to get loose and focused here before tip. Welcome and thank you for spending this holiday season with 2K Sports as we get ready for the special NBA presentation. And tonight we've got the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Heat in Miami. Brian Anderson here, joined by Grant Hill, Tim Legler, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. And let's check out a breakdown looking at some stats for Tyler Hero.
And his effective field goal percentage isn't in the best place right now. Over the last 5 games, he hasn't had much shot discipline. He'll be looking to play a lot smarter today.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Edwards is the 2, McDaniels the 3. Randall and Gobert are in the middle, and it's DiVincenzo in at the 1. And for Miami, Adebayo and Ware together inside. Davion Mitchell is out there with Norman Powell. And it's Jaquez in at the 3. Now that we're approaching the midway point of the season, what kind of storylines are you following?
Here we go. Well, this is the time of the year, BA, when you start talking about the trade deadline. You know there are teams out there looking to make that perfect move to put them over the top.
How unnerving for a player is this time of year?
Very difficult when those rumors are swirling, not just for the player involved, but for his teammates as well.
Now here's Edwards. Randall outside. Just 5 to shoot. Over Adebayo. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Eric Spoelstra and I got a chance to catch up for a bit. Coach spoke about how Rudy Gobert can change a game defensively. He had all the praise in the world, saying there are so few players at this level that can make a player fearful of shooting inside. Rudy is one of them. You have to get over the idea of hearing footsteps and be okay with having a shot blocked every now and then. Brian?
And Allie, thank you for that. Here's Powell, following the score by Minnesota. The 3. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. And Tim, some have said that the hardcore Heat culture doesn't work in today's league.
Well, there certainly is a different mindset in the modern player. And the Heat organization was always known for working players the hardest. But now they have to ease back, but still be tougher than most.
So it's Miami now, following the score by Minnesota. Inside. And finished off by Adebayo.
Well, Adebayo is always a threat to dunk it. He's light on his feet and extremely explosive.
Edwards against Powell. Gobert passes to DiVincenzo. Clock at 6. Pass to Randall. Gobert with a screen on Adebayo. For 3, Randall. The rebound by Ware. For Miami, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Outside Adebayo. There's the screen. And it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
Assertive jumper by Adebayo. I mean, he wanted it, so he took it.
DiVincenzo, pass to Randall. Right side Jaquez. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give them credit for finding a weakness there.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
McDaniels from long range. Book it, and it's Randall with the assist.
Yeah, an underrated passer. Randall has a nice feel for the game and is willing to keep his teammates involved.
Mitchell, the pass to Adebayo. For 3, Powell. McDaniels with the rebound.
Impressive closeout on a skilled shooter. That is how you defend shots from downtown.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Stolen by Mitchell. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. It's blocked by Gobert.
And that is why Rudy's won all those Defensive Player of the Year awards. scores. It feels like he's everywhere on D. Yeah, great teamwork. Randall has a terrific connection with his teammates. Love when he goes after those alley-oops.
And offensive rebounding, one of Rudy Gobert's specialties, Grant.
Yeah, in some games, over half his points come from second-chance opportunities. You know, B.A., even when you block him out, he can reach right over you and get that board.
And Miami going with a whole new group out there. The Timberwolves also with a sub. Reed's checked in. Now here's Hero. He came away with 14 points in his last game. Again, the Heat misses.
Yeah, he's got to be mad at himself for missing that one, especially considering the defense didn't really affect him.
Trying to show off for the fans and give them their money's worth, just couldn't finish.
Here's Larson. He had 9 points in his last time out. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Shot on the wing. They get the rebound. And Andrew Wiggins gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Bam Adebayo's checked in for Miami.
Now in the game, number 13.
23 seconds left in the first quarter.
Wow, Edwards with the hops, the long arms, easy guy to hit in the alley-oop game.
DiVincenzo against Hero. Outside Adebayo. It's blocked by Gobert. Driving to the basket. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. The T-Wolves on top, up by 7. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a minute. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. All right, let's quickly break down the game, what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves, guys.
Just excellent first quarter defense. They've been really getting after it.
Well, it's hard to get stops in this league with so much talent offensively. I love what they are doing right now.
Jovic and Bam play together inside. Then there's Tyler Hero, then it's Andrew Wiggins, and it's Larson in at the 2. So that's who Miami starts the second with. To the middle, stolen by Wiggins. And pushing it up, here's Miami. Hero for 3. McDaniels with the rebound. Edwards on the go, and Edwards slams it in.
Yeah, what energy from Edwards on the drive. Pushing his way inside and straight to the cup.
Pass to Jovic. Now here's Adebayo. From downtown, Reed with the rebound. Minnesota leading by 6. It's Edwards with a...
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Anthony Edwards. Wow.
Well, Grant, we've heard Anthony Edwards talk about trusting his teammates. He understands you need everybody.
Yeah, a lot falls on his shoulders offensively with this team, BA. So those playmaking decisions in the moment, a lot easier said than done.
Powell, he's checked in for Larson. And the Timberwolves will go for a different look here. Randall, he's checked in for Gobert. Shannon comes in for McDaniels. Dillingham's checked in for Edwards. And Mike Conley is subbed in for DiVincenzo. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. The Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Back to you, BA.
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Here's Conley. Miami making their last shot. Pass to Shannon. The kick out to Conley. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Here's Reed. Rebounded by Jovic. Heat trail by 6. Powell with it. He's picked up by Conley. Powell surveying the D. Stolen by Conley. Fast break. Here we go. Shannon's shot is off. It's Wiggins on the wing. He's guarded by Conley. And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. And the Heat with some changes. Ware's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Jaquez comes in for Jovic. And Mitchell subbed in for Wiggins. Now here's Mitchell. No made baskets yet. Ware gets a very good look and converts. Hard legs when it comes to rim protection. Other than Victor Wembanyama, who's at the top of your list?
Well, certainly his fellow countryman Rudy Gobert would be up there, but I also like guys like Jaren Jackson Jr. and Evan Mobley because I like guys who combine shot blocking with mobility on the perimeter.
Such an influx of great talent with size in the NBA right now.
Great list of young guys who can do both.
He takes it in. Reed for three. Rebound Miami. They defeated Detroit in their last game.
Oh my, talk about mental toughness. The crowd was roaring against them. They were able to focus and finish the task at hand.
There is nothing better than a big win on the road for team chemistry. It is something you can build on.
Here's Hero. Oh, that doesn't go on the chance to tie. Randall against Hero. And here's Dillingham from the arc. That won't go. Misses his first shot of the game. And here's Mitchell. He'll bring it up for Miami. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter.
Well, I love it. He didn't settle that time for a jumper. He found a way to finish with authority.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. It's the 2K leaderboard featuring this month's field goal percentage leaders. Fourth, Naz Reid.
One of the hottest players in the league. He's been really sharp from the field recently.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. Rudy Gobert's checked in for Reed. McDaniels comes in for Shannon. Anthony Edwards is checked in for Dillingham. And it's DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. McDaniels from long range. Minnesota again missing.
He created the opening. He got the angle. Unfortunately, that miss is just on him.
Powell's shot is off.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
Here's Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Good. The assist goes to Edwards. McDaniels got his second basket of the night.
Intelligent ball movement. The offense looking one step ahead there.
Here's Gobert. Jaquez covers. Outside Edwards. 1 second left. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. It's Minnesota. They lead by 2. And Allie LaForce has something for us on the sidelines. Hey, Allie.
I'm here with Chris Finch. And, Coach, any adjustments that you'd like to see on the offensive end?
Yeah, I mean, ideally we'd like to get some movement and get into a bunch of random pick and rolls, and then we feel like keep the defense a little bit off balance, but it's been a little sluggish so far tonight.
Got to put the defense back on its toes. Thanks, Coach.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Player of the Month awards are in. Let's check them out. For the West, Stephen Curry.
When Steph gets hot, like he's been lately, best show in the NBA. There's no defense that can take away what he does.
Yeah, he can loft it from the vending machines. And you know, like we always like to say, fellas, he makes it look
Staffordless.
Getting to that first half of action from Minnesota, they find themselves in the middle of a tight one.
I know my partner here appreciates the brute force, especially on the glass, right, Shaq? And they're in a good spot because of it.
They've shown great toughness, and they've been very quick to the ball. That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Boy, you gotta like what we're seeing from Anthony Edwards.
He's been excellent at cutting through the defense and giving them fits around the basket.
I wouldn't want to have to be out there trying to keep up with them. It's really difficult when he shows you this kind of energy offensively.
Minnesota in the lead. Kicking off the second half, here's Chris Finch's fives. Randall and Gobert are in the middle. DiVincenzo and Edwards are the backcourt. And it's McDaniels in at the three. Miami shooting only 40% from the floor in this game. Powell passes to Mitchell. Now Powell hasn't gotten one to fall yet. And that misses. That would have put him up. And even as the Heat look to go younger, this is not a team with an appetite for lengthy rebuilds, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. The one advantage they possess, when star players around the league ponder a change of scenery, Miami certainly has some great views.
Powell for three. McDaniels with the rebound.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
If he can just make a couple of buckets, though, this can all be put in his rearview mirror.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
So it's Miami now, following the score by Minnesota. Back to where? Miami moving it around. Jaquez finds Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. Miami needs to get off a shot here. Puts up a three. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got his 8th rebound here tonight.
Coming out stone cold here. Sometimes the break will do that to you.
Back to Daniels. Outside, DiVincenzo. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Poke loose. Powell outside. To the paint. Outside Jaquez. Adebayo against McDaniels. On the wing, Mitchell. Adebayo from long range. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Randall's got 4 rebounds now.
And that miss makes him 0 for 4 to start this.
Get up, Anthony Edwards!
And the offensive firepower Edwards is capable of is special. I mean, we are seeing it on full display right now.
And here's a timeout from Eric Spoelstra now. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Well, Tim, offensive efficiency has soared in recent seasons. So what has that done to the defensive landscape?
Well, offenses now are always hunting for the weakest link. So individually, even if you can guard your own position, you may end up in a difficult switch where you are at a disadvantage.
Reed's checked in for Julius Randle. The kick out to Edwards. Gobert passes to Edwards. Outside McDaniels. Another one falls for Minnesota.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Anthony Edwards keeps a tight circle. He said, I've known my whole crew since I was 13, and that's the answer to everything. And the crew includes those voices of wisdom, too. He said, quote, I keep those types of friends around. I'm not the type that always listens, but I'll listen to my elders. Guys?
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Looking at who's out there now for Miami. Jovic, he's checked in for Ware. Wiggins comes in for Jaquez. And it's Hero in for Mitchell.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Their offense is cooking right now, and that's because the execution has been there.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
The Heat making a switch here. Fontecchio's checked in. And the Timberwolves will go for a different look here. Julius Randle's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Shannon comes in for McDaniels. Dillingham's checked in for Edwards. And Conley subbed in for DiVincenzo. He hits the second from the line. And here's Minnesota now. They're on a 12-3 run. Pass to Shannon. Offline with a three. Heat trail by 11. Jovic passes to Powell. Hero with it. He's picked up by Conley. Shot from 12. Again, the Heat misses. The Timberwolves have gotten 5 of 8 shots to go in the third.
Yeah, terrific transition hustle from Randle. Getting out there and completing the fast break.
Powell outside. Takes a three. Reed with the rebound. Reed's got 4 rebounds in the game. The kick out to Conley. Nails it from beyond the arc. Conley's got his first 3 points of the game.
And when it comes to the three, they've been really dialed in here in the second half. Bad foul. That's not who you want to send to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And that one falls for Hero.
And one thing you notice about Tyler Hero, this guy has unlimited confidence. And as a teammate, it's infectious.
Looking at who's out there now for Miami. Johnson, he's checked in for Fontecchio. Larson comes in for Powell.
And a nice bump for their offense this half. Now shooting over 50% for the game.
Here's Hero to the left side wing. Pass to Wiggins. Here's Hero. Lets it go from deep. He's off on that one. Here's Shannon. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And here at the end of the third, it's a double-digit ball game. Timberwolves ahead, up by 16. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Well, I like the fact he didn't telegraph it. That's poetry in motion right there.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Jovic and Bam play together inside. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. Then there's Tyler Hero. And it's Larson in at the 2. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Hero, no good.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error. Grant, since he's come into the league, what's jumped out to you about Hero's development?
Well, I've liked seeing his growth in running the pick and roll. He's not just a jump shooter anymore. He's a guy that can anchor an offensive unit, B.A.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. Some changes for Minnesota. Jaden McDaniels, he's checked in for Shannon. Anthony Edwards comes in for Dillingham. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Mike Conley. And Edwards slams it in.
And one of the stronger finishers in this game, Anthony Edwards at his best.
He buries it from 3. Larson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Randall. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Counted, and he'll shoot one more at the line. Rudy Gobert's checked in for Reed. You know, I heard Steve Kerr talking about this concept, the ball and stick theory, Tim, that some guys just have natural hand-eye coordination and will excel in any sport. You agree with that?
Completely agree. Typically, we think of athletic ability involving speed or quickness or verticality, but I think that hand-eye is critical and counts just as much as those other traits.
You're not going to fool the officials too often on an illegal screen.
Well, my feeling is you just want to make sure it's called consistently both ways.
Powell, he's checked in for Miami. Now here's Powell. We played just over a minute here in the fourth. Hero with the bucket.
And that's his second three-pointer tonight.
The Timberwolves lead by 15. DiVincenzo with it. Pass to Edwards. Feet away, and too long on the shot. Miami has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter here in the fourth quarter. Outside Adebayo, three-pointer, rebounded by the Timberwolves. Randall's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Well, unfortunately, his poor shooting is not helping their case here.
Foul! Gobert pulls it down. Minnesota leading by 15. Here's Edwards. Yes, sir! Butler, the finish with the jam.
Well, this team relies on his scoring, and no shocker, he's done his part.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. He is not messing around, calling them into the huddle. And the Heat with some changes. Bears checked in for Jovic. Jaquez comes in for Wiggins. And Mitchell subbed in for Tyler Hero.
For your Heat Night Squad. Give it up for your Heat Night Squad.
On the wing, Mitchell. Outside, Jaquez. McDaniels with a steal. Now Edwards. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. That's off. Heat trail by 17. Jaquez with it. He's picked up by Edwards. DiVincenzo with a steal. And it's Randall with the jam.
And when he's in the zone, it's very hard to slow down Julius Randle on the offensive end. I mean, he's got serious power to his game.
Now here's Mitchell. Oh, watch out below.
And how sweet was that play?
Pinpoint pass, set up the alley-oop flush. Rebounded by Adebayo. And it's Powell with the ball for the Miami Heat. Now Adebayo. Strong work by Adebayo.
And Adebayo will not shy away from the physicality in this game. He actually welcomes the contact on his way to the rim.
Edwards against Powell. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. Yes! Using that window!
But what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Slow reaction from the D, and it cost him 3.
Now Edwards. McDaniels outside, picked by Gobert. Edwards against Powell. Just 5 on the clock. Oh, he jammed it!
And they had an advantage tonight. Came out sharp and did what was needed. Nice win here for the Timberwolves.
They were the more accurate club, and in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
Looking at this year so far, this will make 22 wins for them.
And with this one all but in the record books, they set the tone in the first of what will be only 2 meetings between these teams.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Julius Randle.
If this were a crime scene, he would be questioned because his fingerprints are all over it.
That free throw misses. Well, not a whole lot of experience, but you watch Jaime Jaquez, Tim. He looks like a 10-year vet out there.
Yeah, B.A., part of that is because he's a 4-year college guy, and now he's plug and play. He's got great footwork, he's tough, and he has a high IQ for the game.
Looking at who's out there now for Miami. Jovic, he's checked in for Ware. Wiggins comes in for Bam Adebayo. Larson's checked in for Norm Powell. And Tyler Hero subbed in for Mitchell. This is why you want ball movement and player movement.
And that's made it hard for the defense to key in on any one individual.
And so it's Minnesota with the W. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take the crowd out of it.
All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Rudy, you guys came to play tonight. Can you talk about the motivation right from the opening tip?
We just wanted to have a good defensive game. Come out ready and make sure we communicate and run back because these guys are very talented and we did a great job.
The communication paid off. Thanks so much.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Tim Legler, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation. And now, time for our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.